On today's show, we take a look at new Nevada legislation going into effect and get the details on some Las Vegas attractions opening back up.
We also take a look into new CSUN initiatives, all that and more coming up on Studio G.
Welcome back to Studio G. I'm Valentina Menchikov.
And I'm Jonathan Corral, and thank you for joining us.
Over the weekend, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp signed into law the controversial election bill that some believe is a tool of voter suppression. The new law passed quickly through both houses of the Georgia State Congress and restricts mail-in ballot boxes to specific locations and specific times.
This bill also criminalizes giving voters food and water unless you are part of the polling staff, and requires early mail-in ballot voters to have an ID or know their ID number in order to drop off their ballots. The bill is widely believed to disproportionately affect Black and brown communities.
Arkansas Senate has recently passed a new bill that will change health care for the trans community. Studio G reporter Lewis Anderson has the story.
Yesterday, Arkansas Senate passed House Bill 1570. This bill would effectively ban access to gender-affirming care for all trans youth, including puberty blockers and hormones, which are reversible. The bill was met with opposition from many in the community, including Chase Strangio, Deputy Director for Transgender Justice at the American Civil Liberty Union. Not only were there large groups of supporters outside protesting the bill while the state legislature was in session, many also showed up to testify against the bill, including transgender individuals and allies alike.
So I beseech you to please vote against this murderous bill. The options for trans-affirming healthcare should principally always be left to the people themselves and not legislators.
Trans people are everywhere. You may never know who you're hurting until it's too late. Stop persecuting my kid. Stop hating my kid. Stop bullying my kid. The state does not belong in my family's medical decisions, and it does not define my children's identity. Please vote against this bill. Thank you.
House Bill 1570 will now head to Governor Asa Hutchison's office, where it will be its last chance to be vetoed. I'm Lewis Anderson, reporting for Studio G.
We'll have more on this story later this week as more states take on legislations regarding trans rights.
As we have all learned, the safety of one of us can affect all of us. That is why a panel has been put together here at UNLV to help ensure everyone's safety, and to be a place for those to ask questions directly to health professionals to get the answers to tough questions. Studio G reporter Devin Verismo has more.
According to the American Public Health Association, public health promotes and protects the health of the people and the communities where they live, learn, work, and play. For us at UNLV, Darren Maines is a CSUN senator whose primary focus is to make sure we are informed and to keep track of the issues that can affect us daily.
So I saw with the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of students started becoming very not focusing on the news anymore and just kind of tuning it out and just focusing on what they have to do. And so I kind of thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of inform students about public health and the different topics that it surrounds. So I thought the first place to start would be a public health panel series, which would invite experts from public health, because students don't want to kind of listen to students. They want to listen to professionals who know what they're talking about and know what they're studying. So I thought starting with COVID-19, learning about contact tracing and the vaccine distribution. So for our first panel, I invited Dr. Brian Labus, who is an associate professor and an advisor to the governor. And then I invited Casey Barber, who is a contact tracing team manager, and then a representative from the health district to talk about the vaccine and kind of how it's being distributed to college students. Public health is kind of relevant to everyone. It's not just relevant to people who are studying it. It's on a population level, and everyone should be informed about public health and kind of what its focus is, which is to keep the population healthy. And then on a kind of COVID-19 level, we kind of learned that all vaccines are the same. Everyone should get access to all of them, no matter kind of like which one is preferred. Just go, if you're available to get a vaccine, get whatever you can. Future of this panel, we're looking on focusing on like mental health, sexual health, and also on students experiencing homelessness, just to keep students informed on there's a whole kind of different variety of the college experience. It's not just kind of what you're experiencing. The goal of this panel is to just keep students informed on different public health topics that affect college students.
Darren is a local who went to high school here and knows that being available for those in the public is important, and he is willing to be there for those with questions as the next panel is being put together.
I'm a representative for the Division of Health Sciences, but I'm open for any student. You can follow me on Instagram at DarrenNumber22 or go to my email at darren.mains@unlv.edu. And then please attend these public health panel series. We can learn more about these topics, and there'll be more in the future on CSUN's Instagram at UNLV-CSUN.
For Studio G, I'm Devin Verissimo.
Be sure to reach out to Darren for any questions regarding public safety here at UNLV and for any updates regarding CSUN's panel series.
Good news is coming to all Nevada minimum wage employees this coming summer. Our very own Jonathan Corral has this story.
Starting on July 1st, Nevada will increase its minimum wage to $9 an hour or $8 an hour in accordance with Nevada's two-tier minimum wage system. Currently, the minimum wage sits at $7.25 an hour if your employer provides solid health insurance benefits or a flat $8.25 an hour. This increase is a part of Assembly Bill 456, which will see an annual 75-cent increase to the minimum wage until 2024. By then, the minimum wage will reach $12 per hour or $11 per hour with quality benefits. Overtime pay rates will also increase alongside the minimum wage increase. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Jonathan Corral.
To all minimum wage workers, make sure to check those pay stubs after July 1st to ensure that you're getting paid the correct amount.
Here are some updates on what's happening at UNLV. UNLV students, staff, and family are now able to schedule to get their COVID-19 vaccinations on campus beginning April 5th. Nevadans 18 and older will be able to schedule an appointment for their COVID-19 vaccine. President Whitfield has released a statement about in-person services. Quote, UNLV will resume in-person services on our campus beginning July 1st. Our resident halls, dining spaces, student recreation and wellness center, libraries, and other facilities will remain open, but may have more limited hours until the fall, end quote. After this break, we take a look into this week's weather as well as the reopening of a local attraction.
You're pregnant, and no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you can't stop using. But it's not too late. There are safe places across Nevada to help pregnant women stop using. No matter how lost you are, how far along you are, there's always hope. If you or someone you love is pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant and using alcohol, drugs, or tobacco, visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211 to find help today.
There is no known safe amount of marijuana used during pregnancy. Everything a mother eats, drinks, or smokes affects her developing baby or enters her breast milk. Just like alcohol and tobacco, using marijuana can have negative effects on your baby. Using any form of marijuana may be harmful to your baby during pregnancy and while breastfeeding. Marijuana can affect your ability to care for your baby or someone else's baby. If you're pregnant or a new mother and using marijuana, you are urged to quit. Visit SoberMomsHealthyBabies.org or call 211.
Welcome back to Studio G. I'm Vanessa Lauren. It's time to take a look at today's weather. Starting with what it looks like right now. It's 63 degrees outside, pretty clear, but super windy. Those winds are all across the valley ranging from 14 to 19 miles per hour depending on where you are. The high right now is 72, so if you're lucky, it's a nice 72, but if you're not lucky, it's 48. Looking across the valley, we've got Centennial at 57, North Las Vegas 62. We are right here where it says Las Vegas, that's where UNLV is, 61, kind of staying right in the middle. Henderson 61, Boulder City 59, so outskirts a lot lower than the middle of the city. Taking a look at tonight, 68 degrees. It's going to get pretty chilly, partly clear, so beautiful skies. But again, the wind. 12 miles per hour. So you definitely want to bundle up, especially with the sun not being out. It's going to be very chilly. Looking at your 5-day forecast, today we've got wind, 72 is the high, 48 is the low. Tomorrow, 75 is your high, 50 as your low, so a little bit warmer and sunny, not as much wind. Thursday, 81, 55, so again, a little bit warmer, bust out those flip-flops. Friday, Saturday, we're just climbing up higher and higher. So your 5 days is looking good. Again, wear your jackets today, and I'm gonna send it back over to the desk.
Thank you, Vanessa. Are you trying to make some plans for Easter this Sunday? Look no further with the reopening of Springs Preserve. We take a look at the attractions offered now since the reopening.
As the weather warms and spring kicks off, Springs Preserve in Las Vegas has finally reopened after being closed during COVID-19. Although hours are limited, majority of attractions and activities have remained available. Activities include outdoor trails, gardens, playgrounds, outdoor animal exhibits, train rides, guided garden tours, and pop-up demonstrations. The new hours are Friday through Monday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Adult entry is $5, children 3 to 17 are $2.50, and kids under 2 are free. Reservations are required and can be made at springspreserve.org. Kick off your Easter this Sunday with bunnies and tortoises in the Nevada desert.
With the weather warming up, I'll be sure to go with my family for some outdoor time.
Plans to bring back festivals are set in motion, but making sure people will be safe is the main priority. Our reporter Maria Debut gives us an update on EDC's plan to come back in May.
EDC is one of the biggest festivals for EDM fans. Last year, the event had to be postponed due to COVID-19. Now, a year later, EDC is set to happen during May 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Pasquale Rotella, CEO and founder of Insomnia, went on Instagram last Thursday to update the public about how he has submitted a safety plan to Nevada officials. The final decision announcement will be made on April 8th. If the plan is approved, EDC will move forward with the May date, and if not, the festival will be moved to October. Reporting for Studio G, this is Maria Debut.
Make sure to follow EDC's official Instagram page to get the most up-to-date announcements.
Don't go anywhere. After this break, 2 of our reporters will be sitting down to talk about the world of online dating.
NDOT's top priority is keeping you safe and connected. One of the many ways we strive to keep you safe is by taking an active role with improving the quality of stormwater runoff entering our waterways from our roads and highways. From constructing and maintaining roads to monitoring our waterways, NDOT's dedicated environmental professionals are focused on reducing the impact of our projects on our environment. We do our very best to preserve Nevada's waters for future generations.
This is a storm drain. It collects stormwater. Grass clippings, fertilizer, yard waste, they all contaminate our stormwater. Litter, pet waste, they also contaminate it. Fluids from leaking vehicles run right in there. All stormwater goes untreated directly to our local waterways. Keep contaminants out of our storm drains and out of our waters.
Join us in preserving Nevada's waters for future generations. Visit loveandbewaters.com.
Because of the pandemic, people have turned to dating apps as a way to meet new people.
Decade, dating apps have become a new way to meet romantic partners, and each dating app serves a different purpose for who and what people are looking for. Now, with COVID-19 and not being able to meet organically and in person, dating apps are more popular than ever. People are starting to have conversations about how this new way of dating is affecting how we view relationships, the dangers that come with meeting strangers online, how serious they really are, and also the anxiety of going on first dates during the pandemic. Today, we sit down to talk about this. Reporting for Studio G, this is Maria Debut.
Maria Debut and Jasmine Nguyen here to talk about their experiences with dating apps.
Hello. How you doing today, Jasmine?
I'm good, Maria. How are you?
I'm good. So you met your current boyfriend on a dating app. Can you tell us about that experience?
Honestly, with dating apps, it's very risky business, you know. I've had mostly negative experiences on dating apps, sadly to say, but I did get lucky meeting my boyfriend, and we met during the pandemic. And it wasn't like something that we planned or anything like that. I wasn't even going on there to look for a relationship. We just started talking and we like each other.
So you're one of the few that got lucky. I've personally never experienced a dating app, but I have met people through social media. So I think, is it the same thing or is it like different? Because I've met someone through social media and then during the pandemic too, and we went on a date and it was very different, but it still in a way it was like social, like online. So what do you think it's like the differences between that?
I don't think there's much different. I mean, you can tell me like how it is to like meet them through social media, but dating apps are a different form of social media, and honestly it's still classified under online dating, and you're meeting people before you meet them in person, which is the aspect, right? Like it's meeting a person before you meet them in person. And I don't know, you tell me, have you had like success with that? Or
well, for the most part, yes. Like I feel like the experiences that I've had dating the people that I've met through social media, when it came to an end, was because it was a mutual decision. It wasn't because of the dating app itself. But I think we also have to pay attention, especially now during the pandemic, meeting people online and the risks that comes with that, because we don't know the person. The person I knew, we have mutual friends, but for dating apps where you don't know the person, like what things do you look for to make sure that the person, like that you're not going to be in danger when you do meet the person?
Right, like there's always red flags. Like it's red flags even in person when you're with people. There's vibes and things that you follow, like the way like people act. If you don't like people, hammering you or being like super like controlling before they even meet you in person, that's red flag. You
but you can't tell those things through social media. Well, yeah, depending on how they communicate with you.
That's why you should talk to them first. But it's still risky business. People are very good at catfishing and playing up to be people that they're not. But that's kind of the risk you take, and it's kind of a fun risk.
And
for some people.
I feel like regardless whether you meet someone in person or online, you still have to see who they really are, because time will eventually tell you, who they really are.
Right, it goes both ways. I mean, you've met people in person, before the pandemic, and you found out, down the line that you don't like them, or there's things, that are not compatible. Whereas, same thing with online dating, you notice things like maybe within a week of talking that you're like, nah, that's not the person for me.
And I think with online dating, people see it as an easier way to get rid of the person, because since it's online, they're like, oh, I feel like they're disposable.
You mean ghosting?
I can go to someone else. It also goes back to us needing the validation.
Right.
I've heard from a lot of people that they go on this dating apps because they need validation. And it's not because they're insecure, but they're like, oh, I want to feel pretty today.
Well,
I want to in a way, I want to feel wanted, and they go to these dating apps because they don't want anything serious, but the people give them the validation.
People
that
like
they
to live
seek
in
for.
like the fantasy.
Yes.
And I can relate to that, because when I met my boyfriend, I originally went on there to just be told I'm cute and I'm pretty, just because it's the pandemic, we're all feeling down, things like that. And then I got that from other people, and things work out like that. But people do that because our real lives are hard, and people have a lot of pressure from other online platforms to feel beautiful, and that they feel like they don't meet those standards. So
so if someone else is giving it to you, you kind of feel more validated, you feel like you're more accepted. And I feel like dating apps serve for different purposes. Like I do feel like it has its good pros and cons, and like hopefully people when they go into it, they get the best experiences that they're looking for.
Right. And do you feel like it affects like how you interact with people in person?
Yes, in a way, yes. I've never experienced it, like I said, but I feel like I'm used to meeting people organically, and I'm a hopeless romantic, so I hope that, it's a little different. Well, thank you for being here today, for talking to me. Don't go anywhere, Studio G. We'll be right back.
It's okay to wonder about safety. I'm here to tell you, and we're all here to tell you, that it is safe. We will not be taking it if we did not think it was safe. We would not be advocating for our own family members to get a vaccine if we didn't think it was safe. These vaccines have demonstrated that they can prevent severe illness and death, which means we finally have a chance of beating this thing and getting back to the life that we knew pre-pandemic.
I think the vaccine's important. I absolutely am going to take advantage of it. It's an opportunity we have to try and prevent the spread and contain this. Look, we know the devastation that Nevada's economy has seen from the COVID-related illnesses and the shutdowns that businesses across the board, from gaming all the way down to small business. And we need to make sure that we do everything we can to protect our loved ones, protect our neighbors and friends. Anything we can do to get back to work is extremely important.
The volleyball team has earned the Mountain West crown after taking down both Fresno and UNR in straight sets. The win has automatically put them in the NCAA tournament starting next month in Omaha. The baseball team had a rough weekend in Colorado after getting swept in the three-game series. Softball, on the other hand, won 2 out of 3 games to win another series against San Diego State.
Women's soccer won both their games, including the double overtime win against Fresno on Sunday. Finally, the women's tennis team won in straight sets against UNR, but lost against Fresno and now sit at 5-5 on the season. Check back with us on Thursday for our Rebel preview of what's to come.
Entertainment acts continue to open up on the Strip, including this magician duo. Longtime Las Vegas headliners Penn and Teller announced their return to the Rio stage starting April 22nd. Penn Jillette announced their comeback in a news release on Monday. He said, quote, "Teller and I are both more than 2 weeks out of our second shots, and in the same bubble, we can stand unmasked on our own stage. We will give up seeing what we hope our smiling faces so our audiences can stay masked and safe," end quote. Safety measures for audiences will be followed, like mask wearing and social distancing. Pre-sale tickets will begin on April 1st.
Get ready, Henderson. Pink Box Donuts is opening its first drive-thru location. You can stop by for a sweet treat on April 10th. The new location is on Sunset Road and Green Valley Parkway, where their grand opening will feature a live DJ, photo booth, and a donut eating contest. You'll also get the chance to win free donuts for a year.
Earlier this week, Black-owned handbag designer Telfar found themselves to be the target of a copycat design when Fashion House Guests released a line of totes that were exact replicas of Telfar's shopping bags. Twitter exploded with calls for guests to withdraw the bag from the stores across the nation immediately, and an apology given to Teller Clements. Oddly enough, Telfar's team admits noticing the problem in February but not finding guests to be enough of a threat to draw attention to.
Okay, let's take a look at what's trending today on March 30th. The hashtag National Doctors Day is trending. Thank yous to those working in healthcare have been pouring in from all over, from celebrities like Ellen DeGeneres to organizations and shows like Sesame Street to educational institutions like Harvard Medical School. Also trending today is Ariana Grande. The pop star announced this morning on Twitter that she is, quote, "beyond thrilled and honored and excited to be joining Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, and Blake Shelton for season 21 of The Voice," end quote. The 5-ring singer will be replacing fellow pop star Nick Jonas, who stepped in to judge for season 18. Lastly, trending today is the hashtag Derek Chauvin. Chauvin's murder trial started Monday morning. He is charged with the death of George Floyd last spring. Today, the jury heard from witnesses and family members. You can watch the trial on Court TV or the HLN channel weekdays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And that's what's trending. Now back to the desk.
Today is artist Vincent van Gogh's 168th birthday. Fans of the artist have taken to Twitter to celebrate the artist and his work. And the Van Gogh Immersive Experience is coming to Vegas starting April 6th through July 5th. I'm honestly really excited for this. I feel like it would be such a fun date, and just having to be at home for the past year, I'm so excited to have something interactive. Do you think you're gonna go, Jonathan?
I'm not the biggest art guy in the world, but Van Gogh's a classic, so maybe I'll check it out someday.
Awesome. That's all we have for today. Be sure to join us tomorrow at noon. I'm Valentina Menchikov.
And I'm Jonathan Corral. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you here tomorrow.